Okay, so this video is going to be pretty fast, and we're here to incite some violence with the clickbait thumbnail and also the title, but it's not wrong. There's a lot of bunny builds out there, and they're actually just god-awful. They're not actually telling people how to play this character properly in terms of dealing optimal damage. And the reason for that is because a lot of these builds are focused on shooting. And Bunny is a character who does most of her damage, if not all her damage, from not shooting, but running around. I'm sure you know this from mobbing, but for bossing, the same game is played. And that is just simply running around, dealing damage with lightning emission. Once you're ultimate Bunny, you have access to high voltage, and this is what makes pretty much Bunny so good at bossing. This skill right here deals significant damage, and I don't think that there's any build online that's really taking advantage of this. And how you want to take advantage of this is through long distance maneuvering and skill expansion. Now with these two mods together, you're able to draw really large half circles around the boss to deal significant burst damage because of how fast you're going. As you know, high voltage deals damage based off how fast you're moving. This, with this, lets you move pretty far back and pretty far wide and pretty fast. You pair that with all of your standard skill damage. People ask me why I run this, by the way. You want to run this even if you're solo play, even though you're targeted, because bosses will go down, and once they go down, you will see how much damage you do. 50% damage increase once they're down. It's really nutty. You can see from the video, just all my damage came from that short period of when the boss is down. Very, very good for solo play. And this is another controversial one. People have been commenting why I'm running so much crit rate. Even though crit rate is multiplicative as opposed to additive, why I am running crit rate. And that is because when you crit, you do ×2 your damage. And that's not factoring any of the crit damage modifiers. So crit, big numbers, good. Does not compete with any of your other attack mods. So it doesn't take a battle slot. It doesn't take an attack slot. You can't just keep slapping in multiples of singular specialists. If you could, I would, but this is the next best thing in terms of increasing your damage, is increasing your crit and increasing your crit damage. Pair that with the fact that if you run this set, this 4-set effect calls down Executioner's Thunderbolt. This actually has a chance of critting as well. So not only do you have a chance of critting with your skills, you have a chance of critting with your set effect bonus as well, which does a pretty good chunk of damage. Anyway, so you have that, crit rate, skill damage, a lot of survivability, defense, HP. So for those of you who don't know, don't run any cooldown on Bunny. You don't need to run any cooldown. You don't need to run any skill duration outside of this 18.8% from battle stamina. And that's because lightning emission's cooldown is 22 seconds. And with battle of stamina's 8.8% skill duration, the duration of lightning emission is 22 seconds. So with that one single mod alone, you have access to 100% uptime on lightning emission. Just so you guys know. Anyway, that is the full build for lightning damage dealing Ultimate Bunny. Probably the best right now when it comes to bossing. I don't know what all these other videos are talking about, but they're definitely more focused on the gunplay aspect, which is cool, but that's not something that's Bunny exclusive. It's something that any character can do. And hopefully, if anyone has figured anything else out, let me know. I'm not saying this is the end-all be-all for Bunny, who knows, someone might figure something else out, but for now this is the fastest in terms of dealing damage to bosses that I have seen, that I have found so far. Anyway, thank you, and I'll see you all in the next one.